One of the highlights of my Rome trip, there are trees. There was even an Italian family who lived here. Imagine growing up in the Coliseum. Just checked in, going to get some Shake Shack. Everything was pretty easy. I mean, JFK just sucks in general, but I'm excited for some Shake Shack. About to board to Rome. Woo! We are very excited because we have our own rows. So Dad is back there with his whole row. I have my whole row. We're very, very excited. Thank you, Jesus. All of the marble is original, 2,000 years old. All of the columns are also original, and everything that's not technically original is still very, very old. It's just been fixed up because there was fires. It was struck by lightning and caught fire after already being rebuilt from a fire. We're just walking around, heading in the general direction of the Coliseum and just finding some old ruins along the way. Rome is beautiful at night. Everything is so well lit and just gorgeous. Videos do not do it justice. The apostles would have walked up those steps into that temple, I believe it was, preaching the gospel.
Temple of Mars.
They would have debated, preached the gospel. Currently in the McDonald's bathroom, about to try it. I like to try McDonald's in every country. We're in the Trevi Fountain area. We've just been walking around and exploring.
Fries are good, normal.
Got some fries, sparkling water, and some sort of Asiago burger. It's a rainy Roman day, but I don't mind. We are walking to the prison that apparently Paul was kept in. That's what most scholars and critics say, that this is the place where he was kept when he was in Rome. So we're gonna go, we have a tour there, then we have a tour at the Coliseum. We had breakfast at a really cute little cafe right by our hostel. And right now we're just walking, enjoying the sights, reading the plaques of the Roman Forum and the Coliseum and all that amazing archaeological history. It's been a fun trip. We leave to Ghana early tomorrow morning for the week, and then we'll be back here next Tuesday and Wednesday, and then we go home. Creepy tree. want to be buried. I'll put you in the lobby of the church. One of the popes is buried here. When my dad dies, we're gonna do this in the floor of our lobby at the church. We'll put my face there. Mom, Shiloh, Winchester.
They've been graded fairly regularly with fine gravel.
So these remains were found near the prison that Paul would have been kept in. They predate Rome. According to our calculations, these people would have been buried or killed around the time that the prophet Elijah would have been alive, possibly even David. That's how old they are. Look how well their teeth were preserved. So freaky.
We are descending into the Mamertine Prison where Paul and Peter would have both been imprisoned. This was the place that people sentenced to death as enemies of Rome would spend their final days. We know that Paul was released from here and allowed to live in an apartment for 2 years before his death. Whether he was returned back here before his execution or not, there's little known. But both of them would have spent time here in this prison that we are descending into. Death row. So here we are in the holding cell, in the bottom of the prison, just a stone hole in the ground. You can see a hole in the ceiling where prisoners and food would have been lowered through on ropes. And this is where Peter the apostle and Paul the apostle, as well as other Christians, would have spent time awaiting their execution right here in this room.
We're now going into the Coliseum. So, back in the Coliseum days, it's estimated that about 1,000 people a day were murdered and killed for sport. Like 1 million animals over the course of 400 years, 400,000 people over the course of 400 years, and it was for sport. So it was basically their version of WWE, is how one website explained it, except they died. And there would be people whose job it was to spray perfume all over the Coliseum so that the audience wouldn't basically get sick because of the stench of blood that was in this place. I think it said 1,000 Christians were martyred.
4,000 or more.
Out of the 400,000 were killed in this arena for sport during the persecution days in Rome. And yeah, people would come here on a Friday night and chill, eating popcorn and watching a lion eat a Christian, or watching two gladiators fight it out. Gladiators were trained very specifically for this event, and they were trained to die gracefully, is what one website said. So they would literally go in here ready to die or ready to win. So all of this is actually a lower level. And then there would have been, so like they would come up from this level and there would have been basically a floor on top of it. And then people would be in the stands all around. There was even an Italian family who lived here for like 100 years. And it was their fortress against their rival Italian family. Imagine growing up in the Coliseum. That's insane. This is what it looked like up until the late 1900s, from 1670. Literally a giant botanical garden.
Late 1800s.
Late 1800s, not 1900s. When French painters would come. It is the Arch of Constantine. Some sort of salami concoction sandwich and hot chocolate. This is the hallway to our hostel. Went to the store, vlogging, and got some salami. It's so good. We're heading out. It's about 9 o'clock. We're gonna make our way to the Spanish Steps, stopping along the way to eat and see some nighttime Rome. Our flight leaves at 6 a.m. tomorrow to Ghana, so we have to be at the airport dumb early. Yay! Carbonara round 2. I don't know what he got, but he's excited to eat it. Safe to say, the food was very good. I am so stuffed. Hidden gem on a very dark street.
Pays to get lost.
There's a road right by the river. So one thing we've learned about Rome is you either need to come with a tour guide or memorize all the information before you get here, because we're spoiled in America. I feel like we do a very good job about telling people who, what, when, where, why about all of our historical landmarks. City of Boston, best example. Rome, there is nothing anywhere. If there is a plaque that says something, there's only one. So you have to wait for all the people to move in order to read it. Like, they don't double up on anything. And there's very rarely a plaque. So learning the history, you have to Google everything right then and there. And even that, it's, you know, searching through different articles to find it. So just be prepared with your history, find some good audio tours, because, you know, just don't rely on the city of Rome to tell you much about the city of Rome and ancient Rome. Certain places are fine, like the Coliseum gave us a lot of information, but even that, it's just not enough at all. Also, try not to get hit by a car. They can drive right next to you while you're crossing, and as long as they don't hit you, they're good. If you've seen the Lizzie McGuire movie, then these steps is where she goes after her makeover, and she says, "Goodbye, Lizzie McGuire. Hello, fabulous." Right? Somewhere over there.
I love how they make their chimneys look like real houses.
So, update. We are back in Rome. I barely vlogged today because it was an exhausting travel day. We flew from Ghana to Lisbon. We were in Lisbon for 8 hours at the airport from like 4 a.m. to, I think our flight was at 1 something. And then we flew to Rome. The flight from Accra to Lisbon was pleasant. The seats were comfortable. We flew Air Portugal. It was a newer plane. The flight from Lisbon to Rome was miserable. The seats were terrible, like we remembered from the last time. And the flight attendants, so we were stuck at the back of the plane, so the turbulence was terrible. Flight attendants were so loud, like screaming at each other, not fighting, but just talking right next to us. And so eventually we were like, can you? And then they did, thankfully, but it was unbelievable. So now we're in Rome in our new hostel, which is so cute. And there's someone above us playing piano, and every once in a while this beautiful like piano sound comes through the walls. Maybe we'll hear it when he or she does it again. We're in Rome less than 24 hours because we fly out tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So tonight, it's about 6 o'clock right now. We're just gonna power through, go find some food. We're staying in a new area. We're staying on the other side of the river that we were staying on before. We're right next to Vatican City. Let me show you the hostel. It's definitely more of an Airbnb, but I found it on Hostel World. If you are nervous about hostels, don't be. I stayed in one all by myself when I was 18 in London, and it was a legit hostel in a dorm room with other girls. It was called The Generator, and it was so cool, very clean, very safe. But they also have like Airbnbs on Hostel World. Look at this interesting bed frame. So it's a great website to use. And then obviously Airbnb. Oh, we got our own nice fridge here. Just need to find the AC. Oh, I found it. Hallelujah, hallelujah. That's the front door. That's the bathroom. So we figured out that it's a piano teacher that lives upstairs, and right now the student is playing. Listen. Practicing their scales.
So European.
We are headed to find food. The first time Rome has reminded me of New York is stumbling upon this pile of trash. Just kidding. The area that we're in is really cute and really reminds me of like Manhattan, but older, obviously, and a little bit cleaner, not by much, and just as crazy drivers. Go ahead, you can eat now. This is our Airbnb courtyard. Super cute. Go Delta.